Pictured here are some successful watercolor paintings from students who practiced and then implemented the watercolor techniques you are about to see. Okay, so you just saw some images of artwork that I've had students create using some of these upcoming techniques. Most importantly, to begin with any watercolor assignment, be prepared and set up before you start laying down any pigment or color. I have some brushes ready to do the job. These are 3 different round brushes that I'll be using today. On my right, because I'm right-handed, is my water. I'll slide this a bit closer and I'll begin carrying over water into these ovals. Once you get these charged up, pretty much you're turning the water into a puddle of red, puddle of orange, puddle of blue, purple, so on and so forth. And then ready to go, so you are prepared. You want to have your water, possibly some paper towel or tissue to dry your brushes off or blot up any mistakes, and then you're ready to go. So the first demonstration we're going to do today is a wash. It is a flat, even amount of water. So you want a larger brush so you can lay down larger sections of water. I like using round brushes. We'll just do red because it's right in front of us today and it's bright. So you want an even amount of water to pigment ratio, and you want to be able to lay it down consistently. So you start near the top, and then you can go back often in order to overlap your last brush stroke and pull down. The idea is you're not letting the paint dry so that it has smooth transitions. Go back a little more water. It's quick, but you are diligent, meaning you're prepared. You're not moving with haste. But you must move quickly so that your paints don't dry out. And then the best thing to do with a wash is leave it alone. Even if there are some streaks in there that you don't want, there's not much you can do about those at the time. Just practice makes more perfect. A graduated wash means the wash will change in value from dark to light, light to dark. So we can simply stick with red. You can stick with the same color you did your wash with. And we'll start with a loaded up amount of pigment. And then as we move down, we'll add water to thin it out. I'll dip and I'll slide. I'm not rinsing the brush completely. I'm dipping to get some of the red gone and add some water. Same idea of overlapping your brush strokes. Now I dipped again, never shook it and rinsed. It's like adding too much water to Kool-Aid, except it makes a more pale color. Anytime you have a little edge like this one, you can dry your brush off, and your brush acts like a sponge to soak that up. Careful not to soak too much up. For the next technique, a color blend, you really need to know from here on out your color wheel, okay, and the orders of the colors so that you can blend colors that are analogous and similar to each other so that you have smooth blends and you can create hybrid colors like yellow-green or yellow-orange. So with a color blend, looking at the colors in front of us, a yellow to green example here would be a good one. And again, you're prepared so that both are charged up and ready to go. I'm going to start with the lightest color first. I suppose it's up to personal preference. It's very consistent with a wash technique as far as to begin with. And then at a certain point, I'm not going to rinse my brush. I'm going to let the yellow in my brush merge with this green. I'm going to overlap the two to blend them. And I actually may need to blend back up. So I'm going from yellow to yellow-green. And now notice I still haven't rinsed my brush because I want that yellow to help with a nice smooth transition. It's all about preparation and understanding what you're doing before you start. Helps with your success. Some of the success in this watercolor painting comes from the color blend on the chest of the robin and the value changes from the graduated washes in the background. This next painting is very successful for all of the techniques used, but also from the laying down of a wash, letting it dry, being patient, and then laying down another flat wash over the top to create depth of color and variation of color.